Hello there, thank you for coming for this video. If you've been looking for how to make a stub scratch in Virtual DJ, then you're in the right place. Today I'm going to show you some of the most advanced keyboard mapping if you want to do what is called stub scratches. So stick around, let me show you how it sounds. Alright guys, so if you like it, if that was something you've been looking for, please give me a thumbs up for this video and let's go straight. Now what is a stub scratch in this case? A stub scratch is when you are able to make a forward scratch and then you can hear it. And then you, instead of making a back scratch, you just simply go to a cue point. Alright, so you don't get that sound from a back scratch. It's always very possible on a turntable, or if you are like if you like mouse scratches and if you think you can be perfect, and then you're also triggering the crossfader like as if you're doing it on a turntable, that would work for you. But in this case, I'm talking about keyboard mapping, which is going to make it a lot more easier for you to do what is called stub scratch. Now, for us to do this, you are going to go to your configurations, and then you'll come over to mappings. I'm already there in mappings. Maybe you were elsewhere. Just come to mappings. I'm going to start a new keyboard mapping, so I'm coming to the drop down here. I will say factory default. So I'm going to select a letter on my keyboard that I want to use for this, and I'm going to come and type it in here. But before I can type that letter, I want you to know that you can optionally use two buttons or two letters on your keyboard to do the stub scratch. That is, one will be going to scratch forward, and then the other one would be going like back to the cue point. But why do we waste these buttons? I think you only need to put this on one button. So I'm going to select only one letter from my keyboard and then do this. For my case, I'm going to use the up arrow, like the up key. Yeah, I don't know how you call that. It already has something mapped here, but I want to just ignore that. I'm going to delete it all and then put my own. So we're going to give it a condition. If we press it down, we want it to scratch ahead by, let's say, 60 ms or 120 microseconds. You can put this to be anything of your choice. Alright, so we want to give it a condition. If it's down, it's supposed to scratch ahead. And if we leave it, it's supposed to come back to the nearest cue point, like a cue point that has been recently played before it. So let's do that. So if it's down, just like that, we want it to scratch. Say scratch ahead. Scratching ahead is represented by a plus sign. In this case, we want to use maybe 120, let's say 120 ms. Ms is microseconds or milliseconds. I don't know how you call it. I don't know the difference, by the way, but that is what it stands for. You can use 60, you can use 50, depending on what you really think is nice for you, but this is common. Alright, so otherwise, you put that stands for otherwise. If we release the key, we want it to go back to the first cue point, the most recently played cue point. So we say go to cue. It's already down here, so you can just come down here and then. Alright, so that is all. There's nothing else you need. This is it all. We're going to save this mapping, don't forget. I'm going to close this. So when you press on this, you should be able to hear how it plays. Maybe let's try it. Alright, so you can see if I press it down, it scratches, and if I release it, it goes back. I'm not going to be talking over it because I'm trying to avoid it from playing inside my microphone here, so just try it for yourself. But that is all you've been looking for, so you're now free to scratch and then get things going. Go out there and then enjoy scratching. See you in the next video if you really subscribed.